Drop it.
Us against the world.
Those guys are about to shoot at us. Let's cook some more.
Careful, Ty.
Turned up the heat just for you.
I've been playing Torch a lot recently. He's an insane character if you know what you're doing with him. For whatever reason, people just cannot deal with him. He does insane damage, area effect, burst, just all the above. The character's incredible. And today I have a little movement tech for you guys that I think will upgrade your Torch game. It's helped me a lot, and I've juked some people out of their shoes, winning 1v1s in the sky doing this, keeping away from hit scans trying to kill me, even though Hella is still somewhat of a problem. But, I mean, even then, it's really good movement tech. I'm just going to show it to you guys. So, a while back, I saw a guy by the name of Stan on Seagull stream. He brought up that you can melee while you're in plasma body, and it, like, distorts you, right? Like, it makes you, like, a hard target to hit. Like, it's, like, weird animation hitboxes, the way it looks on the server and whatnot. Something that I don't know if a lot of people have put 2 and 2 together on, and that's what you can do is, so you have your shotgun, right? So your right click is you drop the fire pits, and then you have your shotgun. This tech works with hold to sprint, or it works with toggle. I'm using toggle right now. I just kind of plink the buttons into each other, but hold to sprint, if your pinky can stand it, or whatever finger you're using, I would probably use hold. It's just better. But anyways, basically you can shotgun and then hold sprint, and it takes a second to come out, right? And like, this isn't too bad. Well, something that I kind of noticed just messing around doing some tech stuff with him is that you can actually melee right after the shotgun blast and instantaneously sprint or do the plasma body. So it'd look like this. And this is a really good movement tool. So like, you become an incredibly hard target to hit, especially if you're doing like the ascend and descend with it or whatnot. Yeah, if you're like doing the up down with this, it's really good movement. I'll show you guys some more clips here in just a second where I'm juking people doing this. And make no mistake about it, doing the primary fire is the best DPS. And obviously weaving these in between, as you could like basically fire the primary fire in between the fire pits or whatever they're called. So this does lose out on a little bit of DPS, as you could probably see here if I go. Like, that's pretty quick, but if we want to move every single shot, it's just a little bit slower. You can see it in the flames in the middle of the screen not going away as fast. See, if I held it, they would just go away immediately because it's more DPS. So just keep in mind, this is just simply better. If you want to kill someone quick, primary fire with the right clicks weaving obviously is the way to go. But if you need movement to survive or whatever it may be while still doing DPS, this is an incredible movement option. And once again, how we're doing this is we are going primary fire, melee, and holding plasma body or holding sprint. You can do toggle or you can do hold. Hold is easier. I do toggle currently because I just kind of plink my fingers into, like, I do the side button technique like I do with the Spiderman tech, where I plink my fingers into melee sprint on the side of my mouse, because I just hate holding sprint the whole time. But anyways, good movement here on this character, just another viable tool, viable option. It makes him pretty hard to hit from the enemy POV, which I'll show you guys here in just a second. And you can see here something else it's really good for is chasing down the enemies, like constantly staying on them. Also peek shotting. Like, I can peek shot this Punisher over and over, even though he has a shield, obviously. It just evading everything in general. Like, I kind of toy with this Adam here a little bit. Make it hard for Invis Woman. Here in just a second, I toy with this Punisher. He just can't keep up with the tracking. And this is also way more obstructing to the enemy in game rather than what you see on replay. It's much harder to track like in real time. And I'll bring up this clip from earlier. Lots of times, as you can see, Emma, she just stops trying. I have so many clips that I go back and watch where I do the movement tech, where they see that they can't hit me due to their own skill gap, and they just stop trying to shoot me. As you can see, they also force out abilities that allows them to actually hit me, like Luna did her shift there. Namor can't hit me, so he just throws his squids out. So we're baiting out util with the movement. And a quick little clip here after I just dunked the Moon Knight. I send a shot, use the movement tech to quickly get out of the doorway in line of sight. And lastly here for this final clip, it's a really good pressure and chase sequence using the tech. I'm just essentially like bullying into these people. Like I burst kill the Emma here, she's out of position. But after this, like they can't track me, they can't keep up. I'm hitting my shots, I'm sporadically moving. Like it's just pure intimidation and pressure with pretty decent damage. I'm just damn near single-handedly pushing this team of 3 back as a Magneto with a pocket. So a couple of things that I want people to understand about Torch too is I've shown some clips in the server and to a few people that I know where I'm just nuking supports out of their ults. Invisiwoman, Cloak and Dagger, like nuking a Strange out of a Cloak and Dagger ult with a little bit of help, but just things of this nature. Like you just nuke people. This character is insane. He is a support ult killer. So I'm just going to call the primary like the fire shotgun because that's what it is. It's called fire cluster, but it's basically just a shotgun. And then the right click, the blazing blast. I call those fire pits. You know, call them whatever you want. But so to understand exactly everything about this character and make no mistake about it. Like if you want to do the movement tech, you're going to lose a little bit of DPS. But you get really good movement. It helps you with the Hellas and stuff like that. So this is always better. Like just having that DPS and obviously like if you can weave fire pits in there too, it's amazing. You know, this is max DPS, what you want to do. The burst and how this character works. So the fire pits, you can hit them directly or you can hit the ground. It's going to do the same burst right when it touches, and then it's going to do that burn damage after the fact. So whether it's near them or direct, it really doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And people are talking about the big AoE field, how to get max damage off of that. So the secret to that is you can do 2 of these, but it's not going to burn for anything inside of the circle. You need a minimum of 3. And also, it does not matter how many you have above 3. You just need 3 to get that big AoE burn damage like this one inside of the circle. I'll do 4. That damage. You just need 3. You can have up to 5, but 3 is all you need. It's going to do the same exact damage. So something else is, like I said earlier, these will also do, you know, dot damage. The floor is eating them for whatever reason. So something you can do is make the burn from the right click themselves and the burn from connecting them both be hitting them at the same time. This is a lot of burst damage, or like damage over time and burst actually. I'll show you here in just a second. So we could go like right clicks there to make these right clicks hit them and then connect them. And as you can see, they're taking damage from all those sources, from them connecting and the right clicks themselves. And then this is crucial. This is so big. I don't know. This is how I get the burst damage off and kill the supports a lot of the time. Is whenever, like you'll notice I do the 4 on this guy, there won't be, you notice how there's like no burst there? I'll do it again so you guys can see. There's no initial burst. See, it just straight up goes into burn tick damage, right? But the secret is if you can catch them on these fire lines, like that connect right there, it will do a chunk of burst damage. And once again, just connecting them at all. It doesn't matter, like if I line it up like this and make 2 of them hit him at the same time, like that, it wouldn't matter. Only one is gonna proc. But the thing is, you want those lines to hit them if you can. Because I'll show you the burst here right when I do it. See that little chunk that got off of his health bar? See a little chunk that happened? This is what you want. So here's a little bit better example where you can see Punisher cross into the line and it does that little burst damage. But if he walks back through the line, it will not do that second burst on him. So you only get that first chunk of burst damage the first time they touch the line or the first time that they enter through it. So as I said earlier, arguably the most crucial part of this is the fire pits. The site says they last 6 seconds initially, and then whenever you pop the E or the pyro prism ability, the firewall, it makes them last another 5 seconds. This is crucial because we can put them down, make them linger, do damage for around 6 seconds. We pop it, it lasts another 5 seconds. They're taking the damage from the line, the little burst. They're taking the AoE damage from the wall connecting. They're taking the damage from the fire pit. And then you can just dunk them right after the fact. So throwing these on supports inside of their ults, making the fire pits linger, do all these damages added up, and then dunking, it's incredibly good. As you guys know, these right clicks, if you dunk them, they do a big chunk. And if they're in 3 of them and you dunk it, they'll explode for all 3 damage, like all 3 of them proccing. If you do 4, they'll explode for all 4 of them proccing. So as many as we can get thrown on them and dunking them is what we want to do. Something I do want to add here very quickly is you don't have to get the insta-kill. As you can see, I just dunked when Luna was near enough and then finished her off after the fact. So if you can get a big burst and then finish them afterward, that's just as good as getting an insta-kill basically. So for the supports, 3 is really the minimum that you want to try and go for. Like 3 is a sweet spot. If you can get 4 off on them, that usually erases. Like if you're putting these down in cloak ult and they're sitting on 4 of them and you do a drive-by, you're gonna nuke the cloak. Especially if you do the little trick where you press E right before and you get that little burst. So if we can, the best case scenario for burst to end supports, to end anything, like I'm erasing tanks with this shit, is put these near them to get the right click dot damage, cast it to get the AoE and the fire line burst, and then dunk them. And if the faster you can do that, the better off you'll burst them. So like this is what you want to do. This is like this is assassinate Johnny. And you can legit do this on flanks. You can do this inside support ults. I'll show you guys a bunch of clips here.
Kill Strange.
Because this character is just, he's just crazy for AoE control, and he's crazy for the burst. The lineups are cool. You know, it gives you ult charge at the same time. Like a single rocket heal can out heal it, so you are giving the supports ult charge. Just keep that in mind. Like weigh, you know, which ult charge you want to get. You want to control space. Ironically enough, people are so scared of this. Whenever they see this, even though it can just be easily out healed, they don't want to get in it. So you can actually use this as almost like a trick, kind of like, hey, I control this space, even though your rocket and, you know, your Luna could heal through it and get ult charge. But people, they don't want to deal with it. They're eating damage. You know, if you pressure the healers in the back while you have the AoE going, like, it messes them up. So it does have its uses. So as far as when to use lineups and when to use, like, throwing the fire pits on them, at distances, lineups are really good. I mean, they're good all the time, right? But if you can, you want to get away with throwing the fire pits directly on them. So you can dunk them from pretty far. Like I say, the further out, it's a little bit better for lineups. You can poke the back line with the fire pits if you want to also. But if you can throw them directly on them and then cast the E's and dunk, that's what you want to do almost more than anything with the character. And like, you can throw them around them. Like in a few of these clips, you kind of see me like put them on them, but a little bit spaced out. To be honest, I wouldn't do that often. Like this, they're a little spaced out. I wouldn't do that. I would try to make like a bullseye where you clump them all up together directly in one spot. And if they roll past the bullseye and you dunk it, that is a free insta-kill. I just want to be clear and make sure everybody understands all the damage sources and where they're coming from. And as far as like the fire tornadoes goes, I don't believe they explode when you dunk them. It doesn't really feel like it's exploding for like double these tornadoes whenever I do it. Yeah, see, that would have just nuked if that was the case. So, but another thing with the ult that people aren't abusing on flank is whenever you cast it, that is a chunk of health just gone. So if you can, cast near. It's kind of crazy. And the final thing with the ult is, if you throw a right click or a fire pit and then cast the ult before it hits the ground, it will turn that into a fire tornado. So you get like a little extra one from the start. But that's pretty much it. Got some movement tech, showed you guys today on Torch. Hopefully it upgrades your game. It definitely helps me win a lot of matchups and, you know, just kind of intimidate the enemy. If you enjoyed the content today, the full guide on Torch, like, sub, comment, do the thing. We're trying to hit 1,000 on TikTok, so if y'all got one of those, a follow over there would be appreciated. But yeah, that's it. More CEO stuff, more Spider-Man stuff coming soon. Y'all know the drill. Hopefully this helped you guys, and y'all have a good one.